This is me choosing to spend one of my days riding in Japan, and that tracks. This is from my trip back in November. We were in Onomichi in the Hiroshima prefecture. And this is our day biking trip along the Shimanami Kaido bike trail. First we stopped for some Onomichi oranges from this orange stand, but I forgot to film any of it, so here's a photo of one. It will be a recurring theme, unfortunately, of me forgetting to film a lot of things, but at least we have the biking. Trails mostly marked by this blue painted line. The Shimanami Kaido bike trail goes across 6 small islands in the Saito Inland Sea. Runs about 70 kilometers throughout different expressways, bike trail ramps up to bridges and other local roads on the islands. There's a bit of elevation changes, but it is one of the most beautiful bike trails I have ever ridden. Please do ignore the breathing sounds. I had only brought my mouth mount for this trip, and, well, lesson is learned for bike rides, at least. I believe this was our first bridge of the day. This one had the bike lanes underneath the main highway on top. I think the cars have to pay a toll to go across, but it was free for us. I think I read somewhere that they wanted to encourage people to use this trail system, so they got rid of the tolls for a certain amount of time, and it might still be the pilot project right now, but I believe they just never put them in place, which is great for cyclists. Don't quote me though. And now for the best part, the descent. The bike paths and roads are just so well maintained here. Such a luxury compared to some of the roads back home in Toronto. We chose the best day with the best weather for this, I think. We were only in Onomichi for a few days. In general, for this trip, we did not do too much planning ahead. Just had some general ideas of what we wanted to do. And this Shimanami Kaido bike trail was one of them. Saw this really random dinosaur. For our day trip, we didn't try to do the full 70-kilometer stretch. We just decided to bike as far as we possibly could at a leisurely pace, and we could catch a ferry back to Onomichi from some of the main ports. Stopping to take some more photos and taking the view, and obviously forgot to record it. Just there, you saw a brief clip of the blue lug bag that I purchased in Yoyogi Park a few days earlier, and I got to try it out. I stayed in Japan for about 3 weeks. This is my first time coming out so far west towards the Hiroshima prefecture. I will need to come back one day, do the full trail, stay at some bike packing hotels on the islands, and really soak it all in a bit more. I asked one of my friends to be in some of my footage. It's nice to have a subject to film for some of these action shots. It really captures more of the feeling when you're biking on these lovely roads. My friend is riding a hybrid electric bike. We were lucky when renting our bikes. We didn't realize how popular the trail would be even on a off season, and you would need to reserve bikes in advance. But we got sorted out by the guys at Better Bicycles in Onomichi. They had, luckily, 4 bikes left for us, 2 of which were electric. A little heavier, but ended up working out for my less experienced friends on these hills. My friends are cute sometimes. At the Better Bicycle shop, they had a nice selection of some other blue lug items, and I sported a denim cap from them, which I was wearing for this cycle trip. It did get a bit hot. It was quite thick denim, but worth it, and I was quite happy wearing it the whole time. They also had coffee and some co-working space, which we didn't end up having a chance to use, but it was nice to see. I really was quite surprised with the weather here. For November, it's quite mild. But perfect biking weather. We were a bit worried on our timing later in the afternoon. We didn't want to miss the last ferry from one of the main city ports we were aiming to try to catch. Spoiler alert, we made it in the end, which you will see later, but it was a little bit tight, especially because we made a stop at a temple and needed to take some photos from the marble statue areas, which again I forgot to film. So unfortunately, You'll just have to believe me. There's a beautiful cable-stayed suspension bridge. Just so pretty to look at. And even prettier to ride through. But first, climb up. They did a really good job with laying out the trails and having a decent grade for cyclists to go up. But it was still a bit of a climb, regardless. I was sporting a single speed bike. It wasn't too bad. But I don't think my friends would have appreciated that, and luckily the two on the hybrid electric were doing okay, and my other friend, well, let's say she made it. But look at the view. So worth it. We stopped for some final photos and then made our way across, trying to make it in time for the ferry. And I'll leave it here. Headphones in. Enjoy the ride.